Did you know that in Q3 this year, I made over £30,000 in net profit simply by replenishing items that I previously sold? In this video today, I'm going to share with you what a replenishable is and the thing you can do to build your own replenishables list. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson and I've been selling on Amazon now doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, and in the USA, I'm also another 7-figure Amazon seller. And hopefully into the near future, I'm going to be expanding into another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning how I'm doing it, what I'm doing, and what I'm learning on my journey, do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. But hey, enough about me. What are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, I'll give you a little bit of an introduction into the topic. Through number 2, I'll talk about what a replenishable product is. And then number 3, I'll talk to you about how I actually made that 30,000 in net profits using the replenishables, and shows you some screen shares about what you can learn as well. So let's get started. So first things first, why are we making this video today? Well, look, before anything else, let me share with you that during my Q3 period, my Amazon business did about 600,000 total revenue, which is actually down on what we've previously been tracking at, but we run about a 5% net margin. Now that came out at £30,000 net profit, which is incredible. And the majority of that, and we've tracked about 80% of our purchases, are from replenishable items, which is so key to achieving that. We couldn't do it without it. Now, basically, over the period of Q3, so that's July the 1st to the end of September, we did about £600,000 in sales. Now, the one thing which I mentioned earlier on is about 80% of those sales came from replenishable items. So if you're going to talk about that 30,000, you're going to talk about what 80% of that, you're probably looking about what 25,000, I think it is, coming from ASINs that we've already bought before and obviously replenished, which is absolutely amazing, and certainly something which I see a lot of other sellers doing as well. Now, if you ask me, can you make money from replenishables? The short answer is definitely yes. And that is why I put together this video today to kind of share with you what replenishable is and other important information you need to know that's really going to help you get your, should we say, mindset right around how to deal with replenishables and what to do. That leads me nicely on to my second chapter about what is a replenishable. Well, basically within my business, the way we classify a replenishable product is any ASIN that we have purchased more than once within any 365-day period. Now, in my Amazon business, we classify this as an ASIN, which we say we've ordered at one point in the year and then we reorder again at another point in the year. So it could be the case that, let's say, for example, I ordered a product in January, then I might not be able to reorder again in February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, but maybe I can in November. Sometimes products come into stock and sometimes they go out of stock. And as a result, you might not always be able to purchase them or repurchase them or replenish them straight away. Now, a really good friend of mine, Mr. Luke Dugan, aka Mr. FBA UK, he, should we say, taught me this replenishment system and I really loved it. And he talked to me about how he did it all, what he looked at, and how he repurchases his products. And so what I'll do is I'll drop a video up above called 84,000 a month in replenishables. That is going to change the game, the way you think about it, and really change my business and help me grow. So do check out that video, it's going to help you out. Okay, so question for you guys. I want to know, do you have a replenishable list? Are you building a replenishable list? Are you buying replenishable products? Let me know in the comments down below, or are you looking to get one started? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto my third chapter, how I made over 30,000 in net profits in Q3 using replenishables. Well, look, what I'm going to say in this chapter is I'm going to be discussing two things. First of all, how to know if an ASIN is replenishable, and then second of all, what you can do with replenishable items. First of all, I'll talk to you about how to know if an ASIN is replenishable. And by the way, this is like what we see. It's not like guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed in life, so keep that in mind. So number one, review your past sales data. Now you might be asking where you can find this data. Well, basically you can download your Amazon Seller Central business reports, and we also use tools like SDK, which allow us to see previous data, and even the ultimate sourcing sheet, which is a tool that we created. Now the next step of it is to determine the process of doing reordering using replenishables. Let's jump on the computer now and go into SDK and have a look at the replenishment tab. So first things first, we're in SDK right now, and all I'm just going to do is go to replenishers, replenish up here, and obviously I've got one item right here. So I'm just going to talk through this nice and simple. So really simple, this product right here is telling us that we've got this product, and you can see, for example, and obviously I'll blur the kind of the ASIN details, because it's my product and don't want to give away all the tools, the secrets. Quite simply for us, it's telling us like how many orders we've had. So in the last 7 days, we've had 39 sales of this product. We've had 14 sales and we've had 44 sales in 14 days, and so on and so on. And what it's doing is it's basically just doing the estimations So it's saying for the equivalent of 7 days, how many have you sold? And obviously for life science, you kind of get a good feel for that. Now, what you can see here as well is like ROI on this product, like, profitability, about £2 profit, fine after all fees. And we made about 23% ROI. So not amazing, but also not bad. And if you know anything about me, we generally talk about 20% ROI and we're going for. So that's pretty good. Now, for me, what would I be looking at in this product? Well, quite simply, first things first, number one, I'm going to be thinking about what's my, should we say, amount of stock that I want to hold. Well, I know right now for 30 days, it's doing about 119 sales. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty good. I quite like that one. Number two, what I'm also looking for is how long does it take for me to get that stock from the supplier into Amazon. Generally, we operate about a 2-week basis. So I then generally like to buy about a month's worth of stock, 120, but also I've got 2 weeks as well. So if I can, I'd probably like to push that out to about 150, just over that month. Why? Because it's selling really well and I want to buy it. Now, what I would do is I would go back after looking at this product and say, look, it's selling really well right now. I want to get about a month's worth of stock in there. And why do I say I'm buying about 150? Well, because I know right now I've got 0 in stock in Amazon. I've got nothing inbound and nothing inventory. And I've got like 1 defective and 1 customer damage and 1 processing. That's it. Really, really simple. So for me, when I look at this product, and I'm going to, number one, try and rebuy it now. But number two, what am I also going to do? I'm going to add it to a list of ASINs or a Google sheet that I'll have whereby it's all those ASINs. I'm like, this is a product I want to be on top of. So like, it might be the case I can't rebuy it straight away, but I want to recheck it like every month, every week, for example, and really stay on top of it and get that product back in stock. And it's just that simple action of, reviewing your replenishable, the items that are selling, building that, spreadsheet or ASINs that you're doing. And by the way, with us, we have like a spreadsheet with ASINs, and then we have all the URLs of the suppliers that we're buying from because they change. For example, hair shampoo might be available in like, one supplier, and then next month there'll be another supplier. Why? Because the shampoo brand wants to do a promotion to get sales, but they'll do it with different suppliers each month and they'll change. So we'll have all the different links where we found it before. When we do the replenishable check, we'll literally get that ASIN, cool, tick, click that, load up all the links, and then just see if they're in stock. And for you, building that list, that track, that record of those fast selling items is going to be super key because, like I said before, they're not always available, but you do want to be always checking them because when they come back available, that's when you can buy and make your money. Working smarter, not harder. Now, the one thing which I will say is replenishables are amazing and I absolutely love them, but also as well, just sourcing smarter is so important. And that's quite simply why within my business, not only do we do a replenishable management sheet, but also that we have another sheet which manages everything for us. What is it? It's called the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet. This sheet itself will help you upload your data to Amazon. It will help you send it to your prep center. It just manages everything very, very quickly, very, very fast. But the other thing that it does really, really well is it actually starts looking at all your purchases, all your sales, and starts helping you to understand some insights. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, we're talking about replenishables now, and it will help you with replenishables. It will tell you what you've just purchased, what you've got in Amazon, what you need to repurchase, and it will tell you where you can buy it from, and also how much you bought it previously. Now, in addition to that, it will also track which suppliers have the best profitability. If you're interested and you want to know more, have a look at the link down below, fasttrackfba.com/USS. That'll obviously show you all about it. Now, this leads me nicely to talk about what to actually do with replenishables and how to really get into the detail of it. Number one, I'd really recommend track and record those fast selling items every day. Remember I talked about it just a minute ago. Have that sheet, that Google sheet where you just record those ASINs. And if you can have the link of all the links next to them, that's going to help you as well. What you might think, or you may or may not know, should we say, is not all items are fast selling or are not always going to be available all at the same time. And with that being said, I really do recommend you track and record those fast selling items because really they're the ones you want to focus on. Statistically speaking, if it's a really fast selling item, you're probably going to buy more stock. And if you're going to buy more stock, you'll probably make more profit on it because you're just buying more. And we work on an ROI of spend. Now, number two, I really recommend take note of the time frame from buy to sell. Now, you might be asking, why should you take note of the time from how long it takes to buy to sell the items? Well, basically within our own Amazon business and what we see is we record the time it takes from the moment we buy an item to the moment it sells. And again, we can do that through the SKUs, and the USS does it as well. So we can do what's known as measuring the gap. By doing that, we can avoid gaps in, stock being available on Amazon and obviously lost sales, but also as well delays within the whole kind of ecosystem of buy, ship to the warehouse processes, ship to Amazon, Amazon in, on sale, and then it sells. There's a lot going on, and measuring that kind of buy to sell time is very, very important. And also it helps you know how quick you're churning spending your money. Now, the third thing I really recommend is also reverse source products. Now, what I say is reverse sourcing is basically where you're going to analyze items on Amazon first and then look for the supplier. When you're doing replenishments, doing items, this is super important. Why? Because there is no guarantee that the item you're going to have or the item available right now on Amazon is going to be the same buy price all the time. So with that being said, what you can do is you can use reverse sourcing to, should we say, find new suppliers, to obviously maybe double check if an item's back in stock. Now, the fourth top tip I really recommend for you is quite simply look for wholesalers, with special discounts. Now, if you see a good profit in it, from a certain item, then do look for that wholesaler, maybe negotiate a lower price, and also it's going to increase your profits. And obviously you're going to be spending more revenue, more net profits at the end of the day as well. As a business, you should be practicing, should say, communicating with suppliers, asking for discounts when ordering in bulk. And if it's a top fast selling item, you're going to be spending a lot and obviously asking in bulk. And I won't lie, sometimes we've even got bulks on OA purchases as well. Really interesting. What I will say is, after really, should we say, understanding about replenishables, you might also want to watch a video I created, and I'll drop it up around here, actually, called 3 Top Tips to Increase, should we say, your profits within Amazon. And again, that's another interview with Mr. Luke Dugan. And again, he does replenishables and he's really good at it. So check that out. I think you'll like it. Now, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button down below. But also, though, if you know someone who would benefit from this video, or maybe should watch it because maybe they're not doing it, make sure you hit the share button and share that with them as well. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson, Fast Track FBA, thank you very much.